Patriots who didn't decide in favor of Kate Forbes in the SNP administration race ought to be embarrassed about themselves. Hello, and welcome to my channel. If is your first time, please subscribe, also hit the bell so that you won't miss out in any of our update. Please do well to stay tuned till the end. For sure, in the event that she wasn't so married to the preposterous hogwash of separating England, she'd be a star in some other piece of the political atmosphere. As is much of the time the case in governmental issues, the SNP larger part did everything they were said to by the party pecking order and plumped for the security-first applicant looking like Humza Yousaf, who had been blessed as replacement by Nicola Sturgeon. Thus, we have an organization that is following unequivocally the line set somewhere near Sturgeon. One that is extremely maddeningly without desire or goal for its kin and completely ailing in the will or ability to rouse such characteristics. In a masterpiece interview in the Messenger paper, Forbes summarizes splendidly where the main driver lies, and it is definitively that place where Sturgeon, before she got stirred up with orientation change and camper vans, let us know she wished to be decided as a pioneer. Education. Sturgeon hasn't stayed nearby lengthy enough as first pastor to hear the decision, however, without referencing her name, Forbes strips the ill-advised demeanor and heading of the Sturgeon strategy, followed thoughtlessly by Yousaf, that keeps on letting youngsters down. Furthermore, specifically, Forbes homes in on the strategy of shutting the accomplishment hole among rich and unfortunate students and what she calls the voguish demeanor, which generally tends to assume that you close the hole by making it more straightforward for everybody. This was being finished, she goes on, by cancelling the educating of hard subjects like polynomial math and by destroying the test framework when, as Forbes brings up, this thwarts common youngsters when they need to seek occupations and college places. Forbes says that while talking regarding the fulfillment hole, there was a gamble that we want to simplify schooling and more straightforward to guarantee everybody is accomplishing something very similar when the inverse was valid, adding, "Our schooling system ought to be about difficult work and in light of yearning and aspiration. That was the main way out of neediness." Forbes contends that the Scottish organization needed to acknowledge it was contending with nations like India, Japan and Denmark, and that it should likewise quit utilizing college entrance figures as a characteristic of the progress of Scotland's schooling system. Those days are finished, she demands, and focuses to the way that in her local good countries, the best paid individuals are dealers, since there's such a deficiency, adding that their abilities and information is a highest quality level of greatness. These words are a tonic, particularly from somebody like Forbes and from such a party in parliament that, for a really long time, has appeared to be married to an evening out down mentality toward schooling. While I've only sometimes perused or heard such a good judgment way to deal with the subject, I have no question at all that Forbes will be entirely denounced by most of the SNP for what it will view as sin. In any case, she merits support, not bludgeons, for her perspectives, and such professions show how moronic Yousaf was to attempt to oust Forbes in a country issues ecclesiastical station after he turned out to be first priest, rather than keeping her as money serve. As far as it matters for her, she could do a ton more terrible than responding emphatically to conservative pioneer Douglas Ross's blandishments about shaping some kind of cross-party coalition to impede the most terrible of the SNP's dafter drives. Such an plan could try and do Forbes and Ross a touch of good. They're the two Highlanders, all things considered. What's the worst that could happen? Thank you guys for watching on to the very last end. What are your thoughts about this? Please do well to share with us your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any of our updates.